So today is Sunday. No care for the hair, the makeup, the clothes. It's no pants, no bra day. So hence the look. Bear with me, everybody. Monday is just around the corner. Sunday is the comics. So I am going to start an opening with this conversation and tell you a experience I had with a man back in my early to mid 20s. I was on dating sites, have been on dating sites off and on since my early 20s. I particularly remember this one date. This guy and I had been dating, or not dating, we had been talking on a dating website off and on, and there was a connection. It's easy to connect with somebody via words sometimes than actually seeing them face to face. It's surprising how you can develop such an intense connection through just the way they talk and stuff. We decided to finally meet up. We lost contact, and he must have been, I'm assuming, dating somebody else. And I didn't hear from him for a bit. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. We were having a good time. We were chilling. I thought we were having a connection, but apparently he didn't feel that way. So, bam, he went. All of a sudden, he pops back in, asking if I wanted to meet. And I'm like, oh boy, my dream guy, and he wants to meet me finally. So of course, instantly I said yes. So we decided on a restaurant that was located in a hotel. And that was the first warning sign. It was in a hotel. So, yes, I don't have to tell you what you all are probably thinking. But yes, I am naive and I did not realize that. So we meet up at this hotel, a fine dining restaurant. So I'm like, being in my early 20s, I'm like, wow, this is some fancy stuff. This is, I must mean a lot to him. This is high class. So we're dining. Well, at first, I see the guy, his face. And I think he was already there before I got there. And I'm looking at him, looking around, and I think he had told me where he was going to sit or what he was wearing. And then I see this face, and I think he started waving me down. And I'm thinking to myself, no, that can't be him. No, that can't be him. I look at the guy, and he is not even remotely close to his profile picture. I'm like, son of a gun. Right there, that was the end of it. It was like that was dessert, and I should have walked out and just left. But no, I am a nice and genuine person. So I walked nicely over with a smile, and we started our dinner date. Halfway or somewhat throughout the date, he says to me, I need to go to the restroom, or I think he called it the lavatory, or however Canadians say that, because he was a Canadian. And then he says, will you still be here when I come back? And once again, I'm thinking to myself, did you really just say that to me? So yes, I said yes. And that was another him quite a bit pretty much telling me to get out. I wasn't feeling it. I should have just darted out the door when I had the chance. Like, what was I thinking? But no, I didn't. I still stayed in that chair like it was super glued to my butt. He comes back and we finish the date. Then we head her out to the hotel lobby, and then comes the smooch smooch, as some of you like to do that on the first date. And the lips lock, and unfortunately, even that cannot recover the date. It was like, I figured I'd be nice enough and just try to end it on a positive, good note for him. Because obviously after that, I was never going to speak to the guy again. But yeah, it was painful, the kiss. I mean, you either have it or you not. And maybe it wasn't that he was a bad kisser, it's just you either have the kissing chemistry or it's just not there. And it wasn't there for me. And then we finished our kissing makeout session, and that lasted far too long. And you know what happens next? That question. We're in a hotel, and he probably could have just asked me this question before the date. If we would have just started the date from end, finish to start, and rewind, that would have solved so much of our time, his time and my time, but no. So he asked me something in regards to, would you like to stay overnight or stay in the hotel room with me, and was trying to convince me with, all these features and everything. And of course, the answer was politely no. And unfortunately to him, I never talked at all, I don't think, since then. But I think we both agreed that him and I were just not the mutual match. For many, he would appear attractive and interesting, and he was a genuinely good, honest guy, but just not my type. And when on those online dating sites, you often find the ones that are looking for a relationship right away. And that's great, because I've been in that spot many times. But sometimes you're just on there because you're bored, because you live in a small town and you want some excitement. And yes, it's like you're leading men on, but it's not that at all. We just like to be wined and dined too, and have the conversation, the intellectual conversation. But that was the closure of that. And my point being is that if you had a few laughs from that intro, that is my point. It's not that online dating should be proceeded with cautious, because online dating is for fun. But laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is just about as important as exercise in keeping you healthy, your mind healthy. And like I said, today is mental therapy day for you. If you don't have any, do you have any concrete reasons for being depressed? And I've said this over and over, but we need to let go of those emotions, and we need to treat them properly. We need to put more attention to them, to cure them, to handle them in a more responsible and mature manner. And we can't use our emotions and give it out, put it on towards others. It's the hardest thing to do is to cure your mental health, to treat your mental health. That by far is the hardest. That will probably be the most hardest thing of the whole total health way the whole being totally healthy. Anybody can be physically healthy. But to be totally healthy, it starts with your mind. If you don't have a healthy mind, you're not going to see your results. And I know I've said this to you before. It's like, say, if you were when your screw or your nail is stripped, and you're trying to screw it in and it's stripped, and you keep it just when it's stripped like that, you can't get anywhere when you keep repeating your same actions when the hole is already burnt or the nail is already stripped. You need to, the changes come from within you. Do you like the way you act, the way you respond, the way you treat, the way you, and I know it's, like I said before, it's hard, but it's worth it. I had some notes here. 1 second. Sorry about this. This was all very impromptu, as I am very caffeine and anxiety charged right now. And time is a variable we can't control. Think about that. We can control our behaviors. We can control, in a way, we can control how, whatever mood we're in, how we appear, how we say to others. We can, if we don't want to appear like a upset, angry person, then we're just going to suppress those feelings and not tell them to others, not use that mood. And sometimes, yes, we all are not perfect, and we will. And I wrote a poem about time, and that'll be my closing, because that was the great surprise, was that I use poetry to work out my emotions when I am lost and I need therapy and I don't want to go to the doctor or talk to a therapist, because sometimes there's nothing against therapists, but some therapists just listen, and then you're paying for a therapist when you could just be talking to your wall. So yes, do something proactive about your emotions. Put them out in paper if you have to. If you don't have the physical energy to go for a run or a walk, then do writing. I have so many poems I have written throughout the years, and yes, it's creative and it works your mind in a different way, and it makes you forget that you're in your depressed state. I am just triggered for emotions. And find the trigger for your emotions. What is triggering you to be angry? What is triggering you to be depressed? I know it sounds simple, but it will help a lot if you can find the underlying cause for why you are constantly always feeling this way. I'm just quickly looking over my notes because, like I said, this was impromptu, and I'm sorry about not being more organized, but it is Sunday, and Sunday is a day to be disorganized and chaotic and just unwind and laugh and enjoy yourself, your bake and your passions. I'm not preaching. It's been a minute. I think I just about covered all the topics, and I do not want this to get, and I say that all the time, but we are running close to 15 minutes. And like the Facebook post, if some of you are not, if you're reviewing this YouTube and have not seen it, it is a 2-for-1 paid votes until 11 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. I think that's Eastern time. I live in New York. Some of you are living in North Dakota or Minnesota or Vermont. But it's 11 p.m. Eastern time. If you purchase one vote, and I've said this before, purchase one vote, I get 2 votes. Purchase 20 votes, I get 40 votes. 2 for 1 deal. This is the red light special. And if you do that at this time, I will provide you with a detailed exercise workout routine or a diet plan structured for you. If you tell me your fitness level and what your goals are. But like I also stated on the post, if you are a beginner of exercising, if you have current health conditions that involve your heart or your sugar, please see your physician. You will need to fill out a perk. It's a questionnaire about your health. And then I will have you sign a waiver, consent form, a liability, release of liability form. So I am not held responsible just in case something were to happen to you. These are going to be guidelines, some of this. And I'm just going to offer you my advice on what you can do to create a healthier lifestyle workout, more fun in your workout. Also, if you're not interested in that, I am also offering baked cookies, muffins, or energy balls, or a pie. Some of my famous pies have been the peanut butter pie, banana cream pie, but I'm willing to try banana cream coconut pie, but I'm willing to try a variety of pies. This, like I said, is a limited offer until 11 p.m., so you have roughly 5 hours. And I look eager to your votes and to helping you. Now let's close off. We're past 17 minutes. Close off with a poem. And I am going to sit down so I'm not so jumpy, because this, I believe, is a reason, my source lately for depression, and I acknowledge that this is actually a concrete reason for depression that I can't change. It is what it is. And I'm okay, I'm okay with that. But still, as you will see, and I'm sure many of you can relate, it still hurts. And sometimes when you're pro-life, life hurts. And no, I'm not talking about abortion. Let me start. Life's biggest heartache. Bye-bye, dud. Hello, stud. For romantic love is a heartbreaker, but isn't self-love a concrete forever? Oh, friend, where did you go? Distance sparked a cold blow. New friends are made, though you never fade. In the family package, can't be bought here package. Each one of you stuck on like glue, the ultimate insurance. Time is on your side. Live in the moment. Your best retirement package is your health. Life's biggest heartache is tick tock, sprint, don't walk. So I guess I didn't actually put down that reason why, what was life's biggest heartache, but if you read the last line, tick tock, and I'm sure many of you already realize that. So it's precious. And there's not much we can do except live life the way that provides the most happiness. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support, and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.